All right, what is up, guys? So as you can see, I'm on my usual walk here in kind of like a forest. I decided to go ahead, just document, just record what I'm kind of thinking about these days, kind of like my thoughts that I have on a daily basis, kind of some gems that helped me get to the position where I am today. Even though it's just the beginning, but you know, that might help somebody. So this video specifically wanted to address about the importance of your environment. And I know that you probably heard it hundreds of times, that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, but it's absolutely true. Now, for me, I mean, it's crazy. It's just insane what happened when I started surrounding myself with people who are ambitious and who are sharing similar like values, who are doing similar things that I do. Like, that's really when I started leveling up, because I remember what happened in my first year of business. I was just hanging out with all of the same friends that I had just when I wasn't even in business at all, right? So I had these friends that were just normal friends, right, from school. I like them and all of that. It's just that they never really share the same values, which now thinking of it might be kind of the reason why I wasn't leveling up as fast as I wanted to. Now, obviously, I don't want to blame them, because obviously, like, I could definitely do better something myself. I just don't want to blame the environment and not the friends that I had were bad, because they aren't. They are just they just have a different vision. They just have a bit different point of view on life, and that's completely normal and okay. But really, when I started leveling up the most, it was a moment where I actually started hanging out with people who, as I said, share the same values and grind, right? So do what I do. Because not only I finally had topics that I wanted to talk about, I also had the vision that somebody else has, which was super cool, because, you know, we were going out somewhere and you kind of discuss all of these topics that you've always wanted to discuss, but you never really had a person to discuss this with. You know, it's just priceless. And you know what happened for me is I honestly like 4x'd my income in 6 months after I started hanging out with people who are at the same path. And you know, obviously, by saying that, I don't mean that you should drop all of your friends that you have now, your day ones, and just like only be with people that are like-minded, that are just hustling and all of that. Because, you know, sometimes it's cool to have these old friends, even if they aren't on the same path. I feel like the key is, if these friends don't drag you down, it's all good. And if you genuinely like spending time with them, you have topics to talk about that you genuinely care about, and all of the good stuff, I think it's good to have such friends as well. You know, then you can kind of talk about normal things and not just like business, leveling up, making money, freedom, and all of that. That's also, I think, a cool thing to have, you know. So I think it's also important to have normal friends who aren't maybe super like hustlers, who just live normal life, but you can genuinely talk with them about some interesting things, maybe not necessarily business, self-improvement, but something that's just cool to talk about from time to time. Now, you know, I think that it's super important to at least have 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever friends who are on the mission, right? Because if you don't have these people, you kind of feel so lonely. And that was the thing for me, like back like 6, 7, 8 months ago, where I didn't really have friends who were on the same path. Technically, you know, I had some friends that were like, you know, in different countries, but like that's nothing, honestly. Like, it's cool to have network, but you gotta start meeting up with these people. Like, just recently, 2 weeks ago, I came back from the trip in Warsaw that you can check out on my channel. I posted this about 2 weeks ago with Antonio, one of my friends from Rome, from Italy. We met up in Warsaw. Before that, we were just hopping on a bunch of calls, Google Meet, you know, just like messaging each other, you know, and really just being friends already. But that was nothing like in Warsaw. Like in Warsaw, you know, that's where you kind of feel this connection, when you can genuinely like talk about some stuff, and it just feels so real, because the person is literally just like here in front of you, and it just makes everything better, and you have the energy, which is super important. So just like I said, guys, like the energy when you're with somebody who shares the same values, has similar goals, and the vision that they just want to make an impact, you know, just earn as much freedom, as much money, and just overall like live the best possible life that the world has to offer. Like, you just feel much better hanging out with these people if you have this vision, right? So yeah, I guess the goal of me recording this video is just to kind of present my point of view on this, because really for me, just slightly changing my, I mean, not really slightly, but like completely changing my environment cutting most of the friends that I used to hang out with got me to the position that I am today. And again, I'm not saying that this is super necessary and that you must cut all of your day ones and all of the friends that used to hang out with every single day. Like, I'm not saying that. For me, it just sped up the journey so much more, and I kind of find it more enjoyable to hang out with people who share the similar values, because then we push each other. And you know, just to give you a good example, with some of my friends who are just like many levels above me, like, it just motivates me so much. And the goals that I used to think are cool, are achievable, now I think like this is nothing, you know, just because some of my friends hit these goals way back then. I just kind of think like this is just not nothing. Like, I just gotta hit it as soon as possible and hop on the next goal, because this is not really anything impressive, right? So no, that's absolutely powerful, that's absolutely valuable. I would say this is one of the most important things, because at the end of the day, who you surround yourself with is who you become at one point, right? So super important to have some people who are on a similar path, similar journey, and really just to become friends with them, right? Because at the end of the day, that's how we level up. As I just said, I level up the most because I started hanging out with the right people, and to me that's been just the complete game changer. So definitely recommend that. Thank you guys for this quick one. I'm just finishing up my walk. Catch up soon. Peace.